We're calculating slope of a line on in a couple different ways on this homework assignment. The first few problems have a line graphed for you, and you can determine the slope by figuring out the change in y over the change in x, the rise over the run, the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change directly from the graph. So if I go from A to B, from point A to point B, the vertical change is -1. I've gone down 1, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. So -1 over 4 is a ratio of -1/4. If I had chosen to go from B to A instead, it would be a vertical change of +1, because I went up 1, and 4 to the left, so -4, which is also a ratio of -1/4. Remember, negative divided by positive is negative, positive divided by negative is negative, and so if either your numerator or denominator is negative but not both, you can just represent that ratio as a negative fraction. So -1/4, and the way this particular riddle works, I'm going to fix this pen real quick, is you find your answer at the bottom and you cross it out. Don't cross it out so much that you still can't see it in case you make a mistake and have to go back. The majority of the problems after you get past problem number 6 are problems where the line is not graphed, and you don't need to graph the line. You just need to continue to calculate the ratio, the rise over the run, the delta y over the delta x, and just delta y is just the difference in the y values, y2 minus y1. The difference in the x values, x2 minus x1. You could make this x1 y1 and this x2 y2, or you could have done it the other way. It really is not going to matter. You're still going to end up with the same sign on your slope as we saw in the previous problem. So why don't you try to do 13 and 14 and then come back after the pause to see how you did.
Paused.
Okay, for 13, I'm going to start here, -7 minus -1. And my delta x, 4 minus 0, that part's easy enough, that's just 4. But the -7 minus -1, maybe I want to do that on the side here and apply the definition of subtraction. Subtracting is the same as adding the opposite, so this is the same as -7 plus 1, which is -6. So this simplifies to -6 over 4, which is -6/4, which simplifies to -3/2. And where is -3/2? Right there. We had already crossed this one out. Okay, same thing here, delta y over delta x. -6 minus -1 over -2 minus 1. -6 minus a -1 is the same as -6 plus +1, which is -5. And -2 minus 1 is the same as -2 plus a -1, which is -3. Here we have negative divided by negative, which is positive, so just 5/3, positive 5/3. That's in simplest form as an improper fraction. We wouldn't really represent a slope as a mixed number, because we really want to see how much am I moving vertically compared to how much am I moving horizontally. There it is. Okay, I hope that helped with the homework. I'll see you tomorrow.